Hi everyone, welcome back to part 3 of our UGears Pendulum project kit build. So we left off from part 2 with this assembly, this unit here, and we're going to pick up where we left off. We are starting on page 6 on the bottom half, and in this lesson we are going to go from the bottom of page 6, steps 1 through page 7, to the end of page 8, where we have the green check mark here of the assembled side unit and the bracing going across the bottom half there. So let's get into it. So starting here at number 1, it is referencing the 5mm rubber band, which is the same one that we used in the last lesson, 5mm, okay? And once again, it is asking us to cut 15mm long pieces of rubber band. And it looks like it's only wanting one piece. So we're gonna do the same thing we did before in laying it out. I have my Sharpie here, and I'm gonna mark it first. Put a little line, a little dot, whatever you prefer, and cut it. So I have it marked. I'm gonna cut it. Okay, and it is then referencing part number 15 and part number 12. So we're gonna go to board number 2, and here is part 15. So I'm gonna, again, there's a lot of little pieces here, so I'm just gonna be a little bit gentle, a little careful as usual, popping these out just so we don't break anything. It's hanging on by a few more threads here, so get that out. There we go. Okay, so we have, that was part 15. I'm going to set that down. And then we need part number 12, which is over here. There's a lot of part number 12s. So we're going to go, looks like these are all the same. So I'm going to just pop one of these out right now. Okay. And now we're going to, give me 1 second, I'm just looking at something here. What I was looking at is on this board, I noticed that there's 12s over here and that there's 12s over here. What I didn't notice from the last step is that it's showing that this one, this number 12, should have been popped out. It appears like they're the same part, so it shouldn't really be much of an issue, but just something that I noticed, which is a little interesting. Okay, so let's keep moving. We're gonna take, just like we did on the last part, on part 2, we're gonna put this foot on the section that has the 2 lines there, 2 little lines. So if we hold it like it's in the drawing, we see the 2 lines right here. So I'm gonna wrap the rubber band around it. Set this in place. And that's snapped into place. Okay, so that one is good. And so that is step number 2 complete. So now step number 3, we need part 16. There's 2 number 17s and 1 number 18. So we're gonna take a look here. So we have part number 16, gonna pop out. one. Then we have our two number 17s. There's one. There's our second one. And then part number 18. Okay, so looking at our drawing again, it's part number 16 first that goes on this piece right here. So that would be this part on your part number 15. Okay, so we're gonna pop that into place. And that should go all the way back and snap into place. So you see how it fits into that little pocket right there. Okay, and now we're gonna get part number 17, the first one, and then the second one. Okay, there's our two part number 17s. And then part number 18 goes over that. So it should look like this from the side and that from the top and the front. Okay. And then step 4, we have part number 19 is going to cap those off and keep it in place. So we're going to go to our board and find part number 19 right here. I'm going to pop that out. And this is going to go in, if you look at the diagram, you're going to go in at an angle like this and then pivot it forward. So I'll do that and show everyone. So make sure those rings are staying in place. And then there's even a cutout here that's kind of at an angle that you can kind of follow that angle. So start it like this and then pivot it in until it lines up. Let me just turn this so I can see it. And that is now standing vertically, and that is in place. Okay, so we have that. That is good to go. All right. So that was step 4. Now we're going to move on to step 5. So step 5 is showing us how to attach this whole unit to the unit we've already built so far. So it looks like, for starters, we're going to have this facing this way, and we want this assembly to go in like this, okay? And we want it this tab right here to feed through this slot like this. And once it goes through, it's going to hook into this notch right here. It's going to go into that section. So we're going to put it just like this until that fits in. Okay, like that. And then once it's in place, you can push up, and that should slide right into place like so. Okay, so see how that fit through there, and it's into the notch. It's sitting flat down here, and at this point, it should stand up like that. Okay, so that completes step number 6. Okay, so it's slid in and then gets pushed down. So now we're going to move on to step 7, which is going to use part number 20. And on your number 2 board, that's this piece right here, the L-shaped piece. Whoops. So we're going to pop out part number 20 right here. It's already kind of looks like popped out a little bit, which is okay. Okay, so there is our part 20, and it looks like it needs another foot. And it's going to be the same process. Cut a 5mm rubber band. So same one we've been using. We're going to cut another 15mm long strip. So I'm going to mark that out. So there's my mark. Get that cut. And then, you guessed it, we're going to use another number 12 piece that we're going to pop out. And this gets installed on this piece where the two lines are here. Okay, so we're going to do the same process. Fold the rubber band at its halfway point, and we're going to pop this into place until we hear it snap, or click, I should say. Okay, so that foot is in place. All right, and now it should look like so. So now we're going to go on to the next page, and the other side is going to go in just like we did this side. So this is going to go through this slot first. Might have to wiggle a little bit to get it to fit. Once it's fitting in like that, you can pivot it up, and might even help to just stand it on the bench. Looks like got to get that to align a little bit. There we go. And that should slide forward like that. Okay, that should sit in place. And now it should look something like this. Okay, with your left and right side in place. And now that completed step number 10. Now we're going to go to step 11, which is installing part number 21. So we're going to get that part here, part number 21. Okay. Now don't throw this out yet. There's still a couple more part number 12s on there, and we might need them later. So we have our piece that looks like this, and they did a little close-up basically showing that the side that says STEM Lab, which is here, should face up, not face down, because there's nothing showing there. So what we want to do is first spread these two pieces apart, and then push this in, and then close the two pieces, and it should snap into place. So we're going to do that now. So I have these two tabs. We're going to spread this apart. Just do it carefully so you don't snap anything. So I have that started, and I have that started. Just to show everyone where we're starting out, here and here. Now I'm just going to very carefully push those in, and they should, you heard that click, and we're going to get this one to click into place. You might have to push a little bit on that. And so it snapped together nicely, and that is put together there. And so at this point, this is what your assembly should look like. Okay, we have our triangular piece attached to our left and right side. Our right side should be facing out like this, where max, mid, minimum is facing out, not facing in. And this assembly here should be like so. All right, and our feet are installed on the bottom. So what I want you to do for this assignment, as far as pictures to post, You can post a picture that looks just like this model right here with the green checkpoint. If you just stand your model up, I'm going to turn it so you could see it, but a picture of it looking something like this so I can see how you did on this step. All right, so that completes part 3's lesson. And so I will see everyone on the next video, and we will continue on page 9 for the next set of assemblies. All right, so I will see everyone next time. Thank you for watching.